stay out of trouble. Speak quickly. I don't like wasting time. I'll try, but I doubt it'll change anything. The other components you brought refuse to work together. Maybe I've been fooling myself. If this armor could truly be made, someone more skilled than me would have sung it into being by now. I thought the Ice Weaver's brain might tie it all together, but I'm afraid it's like forcing pieces that were never meant to fit. Truthfully, no. We all follow a guiding thought, a purpose. The Brotherhood gives us that. But not all of us live to finish what we start. I never thought of it like that. But you might be right. I've forged plenty of fine armor in my time. Armor that saved lives of my kin. That matters too. Before you go, take this. You'll find use for it out there. Thank you again. For everything. I guarantee my armor will protect you, even from the treacherous strikes of the Remors.
Well met, traveler. So we felt. I truly didn't believe you'd manage it. But from the beginning, I sensed something in you. Something different, perhaps. Not entirely natural. In any case, remarkable work. Accept this gift in thanks for what you've done. Ah, yes. I did, didn't I? A word given is a word bound. The Forge Board is one of the Brotherhood's greatest achievements, and one of its darkest sins. Generations ago, a master named Orhan grew convinced the other brothers sought to steal his smithing secrets. In the frenzy of paranoia, he sang a guardian into being, then another, each more volatile than the last, until his creation slipped beyond his control. He did. Though they say he showed no signs until it was far too late. Our Forgeborn is one of his final works, and one of the most powerful. It's a miracle we managed to claim it, to bend its fire to our service, without letting it slip into blood rage. Now you understand why its existence must remain secret. Were the offer to learn what fuels our forge, it would be the end of the Brotherhood, with or without Thrigva to lead the charge. Maybe. But first, we talk. And I expect you to speak plainly. Lie to me, and you can forget I ever saw you as anything close to an equal. Let alone someone honorable enough to join the Stone Warden Brotherhood without Dalrita blood. You understand? Good. I heard what you did in Kunakt with their Minhir, fading fast until you passed by. That wasn't a coincidence. And I'll admit, the last task, the collapsed entrance and the Forgeborn, that was a test. I needed proof for a theory of mine. Now tell me, you're not alone, are you? You carry a power only the Four Dwellers ever had. No need to explain. I already have my suspicions. There's more to you. Or someone inside you. Someone important. Someone with the power to bend Avalon's fate. If I were you, I'd keep that particular companion well hidden among the Dalrita. We have our own legends about King Arthur. Like it or not, we owe him for bringing us to Avalon and granting us these lands. That our king will return, awaken our giants, and command the weirdness to serve him. And watching how you handle places thick with the cursed mist, I'd wager the king's return is near. But the truth is, you're handling the weirdness faster and better than anyone I've ever seen. And there's got to be a reason for that. So if I'm right, and I may very well be, then I have a task truly fit for King Arthur himself. And that's no figure of speech. It's in a place only a returning king could ever reach. It's about our lost tribe. Not Gunvaldur, who was slaughtered to the last, but Orkrata, who truly vanished. Many of our Stone Warden kin were among them, including our former commander, Hovar. Honor the mans we find them and lay them to rest properly. The trouble is, not a single body has ever been found. Despite all our searching, the finest fine hunters overturned every stone and came back with nothing. The trail leads to the gate of the Four Dwellers in an abandoned village. We sang to the stones, trying to open it, but the gate wouldn't budge. Once it glowed blue, but that was all. That tells me something far more powerful than any Dalrita blacksmith or miner is guarding it from within. I don't know, but I expect you'll find the Okirata there, one way or another. Mother only knows what might have happened behind this weirdness gate for it to be so fortified. With power that strong, complete this task and you'll be worthy of joining the Stone Warden Brotherhood. If you achieve this, miracle, believe me, whether or not you're Dalrita will no longer matter. Ask your inner friend for help if you're scared. May Mother's strength guide your hand in battle. Until next time.
So there are people here. For you! I was starting to worry I'd gotten lost. Yeah, this is quite a peculiar place to live, isn't it? Very empty. Very still. Do I? I'm not sure. It's the stillness, you see. Like something has snatched all the humans away. Left the houses behind, as if they've never been lived in at all. It does bring back memories, although they're rather hazy. Frenzied, even. Oh, ignore me. It's probably nothing. Oh, and it's bloody cold. Why would anyone choose to live here? I mean, perfectly fine if you do. Each to their own and all that. It's just, I like my places cosy, warmer, less miserably desolate. You know the type. Oh, me? I was supposed to meet a friend here. Not you, although I am very glad to see you. I meant my other dear friend, Wynne. She made me a promise I'd visit her someday and, well, here I am. It's just, I couldn't exactly send word ahead, and it looks like she might be out. Gladly. Wynne's a merchant, just like me. She even promised to share some tips. Said our whole tribe's known for being excellent traders. Maybe that's what's happened. They've all gone off to trade somewhere. I've heard that merchants travel in flocks, sometimes. I only hope she's keeping herself safe this time. When I first met her, I actually saved her from a terrible fate. She mistook a kelpie for a horse. Can you believe it? I found her just moments before he would have dragged her underwater. Normally, I wouldn't step between a kelpie's teeth and his next meal. But we'd known each other quite well once, and he was rather mad at me. Luckily, he forgot all about Wynne. Lucky for her, I mean. Less lucky for me. But all's well that ends well, right? And I got a new friend out of it. 5 years? 10? I'm not very good with time. Or numbers, really. I think it's the numbers that are the problem. But you know how it goes. You mean to visit, and then something comes up, so you reschedule, and then you forget entirely. Keep thinking, there's something I was meant to do. And then poof, you wander into the very place you were supposed to be all along. So, anyway, I'm here now, and that's what counts, isn't it? Has it? Really? Dear me, how time flies. Oh, I may have severely underestimated how long I've spent in this realm. It hardly feels like a century at all. But that means... Oh no. Oh dear, tell me. Humans aren't known to live nearly 200 years, are they? Well, I suppose that makes me a rather terrible friend, doesn't it? So much time has passed, and this land is still such a mystery to me. There's so much I haven't seen, haven't learned. Could you do me a favour? Wynne once told me she lived in a house with painted doors. The only one like it in the whole settlement. Would you be so kind as to bring me something of hers? A keepsake? Something to remind me a bit more mindful next time. Thank you. That means a great deal to me. I'll place it with the rest of my treasures, somewhere safe, where I won't accidentally sell it again. That's happened once, or twice. Oh, I have. Well, almost. I saw a 7-leaf clover. I wanted to pick it, but I got chased off by a bear. I also found a hazelnut with a pearl inside. Funnily enough, the pearl still tasted like a hazelnut. I ate something, that's for sure. My feet were tingling for an hour afterwards. I don't know. It's a bizarre place. The people here are obsessed with weaponry, to the point where they get offended at my lack of interest and want to fight me about it. They also want to fight me for no reason at all. I was called a bloody Pict, a bloody Theod, and a bloody outsider. And I only know what the last one means. But on the other hand, I did manage to sell some of my wares, although the haggling here can go on for ages. Well, first of all, while I appreciate your honesty, there are times when it's not needed to this extent. You try trading for things like a firstborn child or a song that nobody's heard in hundreds of years, and then suddenly find out everything's just worth gold. How am I supposed to know what the conversion rate is? I could still trade in the traditional way, but what would I even do with a child? And I do like songs, but just listening at the window of a tavern is much less of a hassle. That's so sweet! I feel dreadful for forgetting my promise, but also glad that she remembered me despite it all. I was a terrible friend, but she wasn't. Thank you, truly. From now on, I'll try to be more like Wynne to those I hold dear, even though there's only a few of them. Oh well. The fewer there are, the easier to keep them close and never let them go. That's very kind of you to say, but I'm not sure if myself fits very well in this world. I don't think I want to stay an outcast forever. I've had trouble shedding my nature. Although I know, I've been pretty good at keeping it hidden. My kind are deceptive, cruel, always playing tricks. But that's not who I want to be. I want to be like Wynne, or like you, good, kind, honest. Truly human, not just pretending. Maybe not, but I seem to have excellent taste in humans. Not literally. I didn't mean that literally. What I meant is, now I have something to aim for. To be like you. Maybe just a bit more charming. Though, perhaps being slightly boring is the entire point of humanity.
My bones hurt from the cold. Every breath feels like swallowing glass. It's so cold. Oh, Veiled One, have mercy on us. I should not have doubted. I never should have doubted. The Queen of Winter, the Veiled One, Kailach, she watched over us, blessed us with so many gifts, but we were unworthy. We betrayed her and now we pay the price. I was once Shauna, priestess of Kailach, keeper of the herd, but now I am no one. I don't deserve my name. I was faithless. I ruined us all. The sacred herd, the weird deers of the Veiled One. They were mine to watch over, mine to protect, but they belonged to the goddess. They were never mine to give. I saw their blood staining the snow and understood the meaning of sacrilege. The gold coins felt heavy in my pocket, but my soul felt heavier still. The days grew colder, the night darker. We once lived in abundance with creatures to hunt and wares to sell. Not even swine dared tread where we roamed. Shielded by Kailach's blessing, our goods were coveted all across the Forlorn swords. But then the animals vanished, the wealth dried up, and my faith, it faltered. Now I see. I never should have doubted. Let the snow cover it all.
I walked until my toes broke. Didn't feel a thing.
Who dares to stand before the Queen of Winter? Let me have a look at you. Your soul is strong. Nothing like those mewling weaklings who dared to call themselves my chosen. Have you come to bow before me? Impudent! You reek of sun, warmth, and drying leaves, of a world that knows no winter. Don't mistake me for your pathetic all-mother. I am no merciful goddess. I demand respect. Ah, I see you were never taught manners. A pity. I would freeze the breath in your lungs so you'd never utter such an insult again. But I am going to need that breath to leave this place. I may not be your goddess, but your body will serve me well, whether you like it or not.
You've returned. What news do you bring of Oriata? What? The legend was true. Incredible! Please accept my apologies, my lord. I never intended to put you in danger.
I believe he's speaking to me. Allow me to respond. So, you tried to dispose of my friend here. Is this the famed honor of the Del Rita?
My lord, I would never wish harm upon you or your vessel. I only sought to be certain it was truly you before sharing our Brotherhood's most guarded secret. Believe me, my lord, you won't be disappointed. This could be the very weapon you need upon your return. The Stone Warden Brotherhood has always remained loyal to you, as sworn by Ephraim the First, who had the honor of knowing you.
Ephraim. I remember him well. A loyal warrior, a wise man. I'm glad he founded the Stone Warden Brotherhood. Then, Darvan, grant us knowledge of this secret.
Of course, my lord. You need only walk the Jarl's path. At its end, you'll find the chamber where we guard our greatest weapon.
Then lead on. Let us walk the path.
Yes, my king. I shall await you at the entrance. When you're ready, I'll open the way. you're here, my king. And you, friend of our brotherhood. Beyond these doors lies what you've been searching for. I trust you'll keep this secret to yourselves. Here, this is the song that'll grant you passage. I know the door will yield before you. A great power, thankfully tamed. A meeting with what made us who we are now. I can tell you no more. You must see it with your own eyes. I wouldn't dare. What waits within, I've already seen it long ago, and I know what it demands. But if a moment comes, one that calls for a choice, I trust you'll act in the spirit of the Stone Warden Brotherhood. No brother chooses alone.
So, it is you. You finally come. Set us free. We only wanted to know you.
We cannot endure this any longer.
Grant us freedom. You are different from the others. We cannot endure this any longer. Yes, we were trying to communicate with you. Only the Del Rita answered our call. In return, we shared the secret of singing weird steel from stone with them. We were friends once.
Ephraim, known as the First, bound us with words of power. He said, "We will protect you and your knowledge will be ours."
We thought that teaching you would grant us freedom. Freedom to return to our people.
But no. He bound us instead, calling it protection. And he demanded we repay the debt with our knowledge. Almost. At first we settled nearby and built a workshop where we tried to communicate with you. We were binding your gods to grant us a voice, but we were interrupted and forced to flee to the mountains.
That's where we met Ephraim, the only one who didn't raise a fist against us. He wanted to speak with us.
We will make no more promises to humankind.
You will have to trust us, as we trusted you centuries ago. We will make no more promises to humankind. But are you sure those words are truly your own?
Expand the space, break our chains. The thing inside you holds the power to widen the source.
Well then, what do you make of it? I won't argue with you, but you should know, my biggest concern is keeping their invaluable knowledge with us. Without it, the Stone Wardens would crumble, and with them, the art of stone singing. I don't need to tell you how important weird steel weaponry will be for the war that's coming. Every brother of the Stone Wardens knows. But don't misunderstand. We've wanted to release those poor souls for years. None of us, however, have mastered the weirdness well enough to break their chains. That's why I look to you, hoping you can right the wrongs left by our founder. I want their knowledge to stay with us, but for them to finally gain their freedom. Through touch, those who prove their worth to the Brotherhood are allowed into their chamber. There, they receive, well, you might call it a blessing. The knowledge transfers directly into the Brother's mind. Over time, they are granted the gift of slipping into the Stone Dream. Why does that surprise you? For us, it's the height of enlightenment. The body turns to stone, but the mind journeys beyond, to the heart of pure potency, to the very essence of the weirdness, where the fallen foredwellers reside. That is the ultimate dream of every Stone Warden. I trust that with the King's advice, you'll make the right choice. I'll be here, waiting for your decision.
We want to be free. Please, expand the space that confines us. Remove the chains that bind us. Only then can we leave this place.
You've kept your word, so we shall keep ours.
Now I will fulfill my promise to you, sister. Go, and warn our kin of what humans are capable of.
I will go. You may join me. This mortal has proven worthy.
I cannot. My soul is tainted with hatred. I cannot return to the source. May my blood and that of the mortal cleanse me of my anger. Then we shall meet again.
Until we meet again, my brother. Thank you, mortal.
It is true. You are the first mortal in ages to prove worthy of our knowledge, and yet I must kill you in battle or fall trying. Only through this can I purify my soul and return to my kin.
You're here. I heard there was a battle, but those liars must have sealed the entrance. Mater be my witness. I would have fought by your side. praise Mother, and to you, great King Arthur, and to you, his trusted confidant. Thanks to you, the Brotherhood endures, and the heavy burden of our founder's sin has been lifted. I'll notify the brothers to focus all our efforts on forging weapons. There's no rush, but we will put the knowledge to good use. Thank you for intervening, my lord. And to you, my friend. It is an honor to welcome you to the Stone Warden Brotherhood. From now on, my home is your home. Should you ever need anything, you'll find me at the Stone Warden's Hall.
It is you. Are you following me, human? Wherever I flee, you always end up showing up. Anyway, it doesn't matter. At last, the cold, right? Just you and the biting chill. Pierces the body, clears the mind. No damn pecking and no damn yapping. I truly don't know how you managed to endure a lifetime surrounded by other humans. Spare me the courtesy. All right, fine. Don't look at me like that. Have it your way. Yes, great to see you too. What are you doing in a place like this, eh? Right. You and half of the mad bastards in Avalon. Go ahead, dig through the ruins, freeze your ass off, and get yourself killed over a legend. I'm sure that'll end well. Oh, sure, just relax and hop onto the merry-go-round of life. Spin around, catching stars, meeting other chickens, forging and breaking bonds. Round and round until I puke. Ugh, no thank you. I'd rather stick a twig up my ass than take advice from some human. I watched you for centuries, and look where that got me. You know, I'm not doing so great myself. Folks tend to think chickens don't have a shred of intelligence. But trust me, I've spent centuries among chickens. Every single day they tremble for their lives. When will they chop off our heads? When will they throw us into a soup? Or maybe this time they'll roast us over a fire? Damned if you do and damned if you don't. Sorry, I'm getting a bit emotional. But it's hard, you know. It's really hard. Well, it was supposed to be quick. A small reconnaissance mission, then back home, to Tuathan. Then everything went to shit. It wasn't easy, you know. I haven't seen another Four Dweller in over 600 years. I've even forgotten my own language. Watching you humans wasn't simple or pleasant either. Ah, shit. I'm too damn old for any of this. Chickens aren't supposed to live for 6 centuries. It's too much for a small body. I had enough of spying on humans. The mission I was given makes no sense. What occupies you the most is who's screwing whom, how much gold someone has, and whatever nonsense the Red Priest spewed in his last sermon. For quack's sake, what's the point of it all? All of the pettiness makes me sick. A shitty life dressed in shitty feathers. And I say that as a chicken. I swear I've got no idea how you managed to win the war 6 centuries ago. Long ago, giants lived here. I even knew a few. Whenever gambling or wagers were involved, they turned dumb as bricks, completely lost their minds. But they were proud folk. Even though we kept them under our heels, they couldn't be prouder than us, of course. And they should have stood by us, instead of siding with that damned Arthur. But that's all ancient history now. I don't feel like talking about it. What's done is done. Ah, the keep. I used to think it was the worst dump ever. But after all this time, I've come to realize it wasn't so bad. The further I went into the world, the more I understood that leaving your little hole doesn't always make sense. People are the same everywhere. Even in the big, big world, they still believe their lives are so different from the lives of those late. Even in the big, big world, they still believe their lives are so different from the lives of those they look down on as stupid or lesser. You've lost your damn mind. Words of wisdom for you? Your heads are too thick for wise words to sink in. Well, fine, there's maybe one thing I can tell you. Make your choices with people in mind. Despite all the shite you create and leave behind, The best things you do happen when you simply act human towards each other. But when it comes to things you don't have answers for, well, that's when you start to lose your way. And in the end, everything goes to shit. Keep it simple, because you are simple. But simple doesn't have to mean bad or lesser. I'll just probably wait here until I freeze and die. Oh, brilliant idea. Why didn't I think of that 600 years ago? Maybe because I'm a chicken. Tiny wings, no lift, no glory, just flapping like an idiot until I hit the dirt. If I could fly away, do you really think I'd still be here? What? Well, no. I'm a chicken, and chickens don't fly, so why bother? What? You just want me to flap me wings until I magically lift off and fly away? The cold must be getting to you, human. You should find a warm place. But, fine. If you're so eager to humiliate me, then go ahead. Watch. Ha! You were right! I'm flying!
gladdens school to see you here, for it means we draw ever closer to Sonder. Behold the dreaming, our true home. Walker in the weirdness. As I greeted you in the waking world, so do I welcome you once more. The world that withers is no home to us. It is a fleeting mirage where nothing holds, nothing remains. There all crumbles, without meaning, without end. But the dreaming is eternal, and it has a purpose. The deepest of all layers, Sonder. When your arrival ended the vigil, the dreaming began. The final phase of our dreaming is Sonder. Sonder is the moment when we shall become one with Mother's dream, forever entwined. Sonder is also a place deep within the lowest layers of the dreaming. There at last we will be safe, far from the world ensnared by the weirdness. Yngvi believes you may unravel the burdens that weigh upon some of the Thoid. Without freeing them from these burdens, they cannot enter Mother's chamber, where each of us must drift into ever deeper dreaming, until at last we reach Sonder. Life, unfulfilled duties, feelings that tether the soul, keeping it from sinking into the dreaming's embrace. Each of us carries burdens. Once, we of Thoid would end our vigil and return to wakefulness, striving to cast off these burdens through life itself. But your arrival ended the vigil. It began the dreaming, and Thoid may no longer wake, not unless such is Mother's will. Yngvi's burden is to guard the village of Thoid, to safeguard Mother, and to ensure that all members of the Thoid tribe journey towards Sonder. She awaits the right sign. When it comes, only then will she choose her fate.
You, don't just stand there. Help me find Veilkin. I know that filthy swine is hiding somewhere around here. We have to find him. A filthy beast. A mongrel who tried to put his hands where they didn't belong. Oh, how I wish I had cut them off when I had the chance. But he fled. And now he's entered the vigil and I will not let him go any further. If he dares try to harm her again, I swear... Senya! I swore to protect her, but I failed. I chased Veilkin from her bedside, then from the tribe, but he still managed to worm his way into the vigil. I need to find him. As long as he's out there, Senya will never be safe, and I will never be able to join her in Sonder. Because I saw him. I tried to give chase, but he's surprisingly good at slipping away in this place. He cannot be allowed into Sonder. There is no place for the likes of him among the dreaming. His very presence would be like poison. Good. I'll wait for you here. Bring me his head so I can finally dream in peace.
In the weirdness. You're here. Finally. You have to listen to me. I need to speak with Yngvi. But ever since the dream began, I can't leave this place. She must hear this before it's too late. That's exactly the problem. Sonder is a trap. No one can go there. Especially not Yngvi. Please, I'm begging you. You have to help us. The Giant Mother, the one we believe to be Mather, wants us to become her children, to surrender ourselves to her care. But why did we ever assume she was Mather? Our Mother Goddess was a warrior. She gave us the strength to stand against adversity, to unite against those who seek to destroy the Dalriada. And what is this dream, if not turning our backs on our kin? On the other tribes who still fight? Are we to crawl under Mother's skirts while the world burns? Sonder is an escape, and now I see it clearer than ever. If we flee into Sonder instead of standing and fighting, we are no longer Dalriada. There is no honor in this. We are on the verge of losing everything. Our identity as Tainted, our very souls. I don't know if it'll be enough, but you have to try. Tell Ingvi that Rune reminds her of the duty of every Dalriada. We stand and fight. We dunny run. The Giant Mother is not Mother. She's nothing but a weak, selfish wretch who would see the Tainted destroyed. I know my plea must sound desperate. If you grant my request, I'll enter Sunder. I'll be thrown into it whether I want it or no. But if that is the only way to save the tribe, then I will do it. I will sacrifice myself for them.
Where few dare. I don't feel worthy of asking for your help. I need help. Not for myself, but for those I have failed. My mate Sidara, my friend Bodil, and I went to the Giant's Barrow. We sought knowledge, a sign that we still walked toward Mother's dream. But what we found instead was ruin. Bodil, her companion, did not return. And Sidara, the White's touch took hold of her. She's no longer herself, not truly. Find Bodil. End his suffering. And Sidara, she still sleeps, but her soul cannot rest. They must be freed from this curse. Then, at last, we will have peace. We will join Mother in her sleep. Bodil's earthly vessel might still be in the White's lair. As for Sidara, she sleeps in our hut, beside me. I feel her. So close yet so distant. Please, bring back my loved ones. Free their souls. Then, maybe we can find ourselves again. Join the Mother.
Ho ho ho, you're here. Munvarth knew you'd come, even before we headed to the Mother's chamber. They call me Jarnsford, because that's my name, Jarnsford. So that's why they call me that. Makes sense, doesn't it? To the Mother's chamber, where we'll dream forever. Munvarth says great black ships that devour the sky will take us there. I don't know if that's true. He makes things up sometimes. Like that time he told me he brought me a giant's tooth. Turned out to just be a regular old walnut shell. He's my friend. My raven friend. I mean, he's a raven. Feathers, wings, a beak, all the raven things. And he's the reason I'm worried. Well, not really him, actually. It's my stupid head. Always forgetting things. Before I entered the Mother's dream, I told myself, Jarnsver, remember to let Munvarth out. And, of course, I forgot. Damned useless head. I'd rip it off my shoulders and toss it into the abyss if I could. Yeah, he talks to me a lot. And sometimes he says things that make me really wonder how he even knows them. When I asked him, he just said it's a raven secret. But funny thing, he only talks when it's just the two of us. If anyone else is around, he clams up like a corpse. You know, that could actually be it. I mean, I never thought of myself as a mystic. I always figured I was just spouting nonsense. But maybe I'm actually speaking in mysticisms. Oh, that would explain why I forget everything. My head is filled with mystical secrets beyond mortal comprehension, and there's no room left for mundane things. His cage. And the cage is back at my house. But not here, on the other side. You know, in the waking world. Because we're in a dream right now, right? Sometimes I mix it up and forget where I even am. It's this stupid head of mine, I swear. If Munvar stays in that cage, he'll starve to death. I left him food, but not enough to last a lifetime. Well, I mean, it'll last a lifetime. Just a short one. You don't have to rub it in. I already feel bad enough. Not only did I leave him, but as long as I carry this worry, I can't go deeper into the dream. You will. I'd do it myself, but I can't go back anymore. For Toids, dreams are a one-way journey. Both Munvarth and I would be forever grateful. Here, this is the key to his cage. It works like any key. Just stick it in the lock and turn it. I hope I can travel back to the waking world. And please, make sure to apologize to Munvarth for me.
Behold, Walker, this is one of Mother's earthly faces. She watches over us now in the dreaming, as she once did in the waking world. I believe Mather watches your path with great intent, as do I.
Have you found him? Have you killed him? Oh, thank Mother. Senya is finally safe, and now I can see her again. Thank you. Wait, who are you exactly? You look like an outsider, yet you entered the dreaming. Walker in the weirdness. You. Oh, thank Mother. That means the vigil will soon end, and we will all be together. And I will see Senya again. I do. I swore to watch over her in her sleep, and it has been an honor, but I miss her presence. I miss the sound of her voice. She's so still when she dreams. I wish she would smile again. Have a good sleep, I guess. Thank you, Walker in the weirdness. Now that wretch is finally gone, I surely will.
Walker in the weirdness, you return. Welcome. I've heard the voice. The members of the Thoid tribe are preparing to fall in. Ah, Runa. I suppose that means you simply must tell me whatever it is, just because it is his wish. He has told you, I hope, how much he longed to become chieftain. He tried everything to be chosen. One of those attempts nearly cost me my life. But among the Thoid, ambition is one of the gravest sins. That is why I was chosen as chieftain. I was the only one who did not seek it. I was chosen, as is the way of the Thoid. I couldn't refuse. It was the will of the tribe. As for Runa, he would have thrived as an Ulfrite. I have no idea how he managed to pass our trials. Whatever he's asked of you, know this. Runa has his own reasons for stirring up trouble. So tell me, what is it this time? Does he now? And he's only just come to this realization. Now that he's in there, and I'm stuck here. Let me guess. He wants to switch places. To take the chieftain's seat while there's still a tribe left to lead. Sacrificing himself for the tribe. That is unlike Runa. It does make me wonder. You don't know Runa like I do. He would never do anything that doesn't serve his ambitions. But entering Sonder goes against his desires. And if someone like him acts against his own nature, it's worth considering why. The difference between us is that I face my challenges, while Runa flees from his at all costs. Taking him at his word would be naive, but I cannot ignore what he says. I bear a great responsibility. On the one hand, there is the myth the Thoid have followed for centuries. On the other, my own doubts, and the opinion of a man who's known to work against me. Tell me, Walker in the weirdness, you do not share our burdens. What would you do in my place? I will. You have my word. You, Walker in the weirdness, see things in a way the Thoid cannot. We've always placed our trust in intuition. And if mine tells me there may be truth in Runa's words, perhaps I should heed by it. Thank you for your involvement. My duty as chieftain is to hear the voices of my entire tribe, even those who are not respected, like Runa. You may leave me to my thoughts now.
The throne. Throne. The throne.
Weight, it is lifted. Their souls are free, and now there is only one more task to be done. You must send me to her. Wherever Sidara may be, I will follow. And I know we will be closer to Mother then. More than I have ever been. But listen, my body still clings to this world. The flesh resists what the soul has already accepted. When the moment comes, I may fight. Not because I wish to, but because I am still bound to this place. Still outside Sonder. Do not hesitate. Strike true. And when I am gone, let the wind carry my name to Mother. If you will not raise your blade, then I must raise mine. Not out of hate. Not out of fear, but so you do not have to make the choice yourself. Forgive me.
Hello, it is you. Did you manage to free him from the cage? Thank you. I hope he finds a new home, or at least some other ravens to keep him company. And I can already feel my burden lifting. Now I can join Mother and Senya in their chamber.
Ingve has proven herself a worthy chieftain. She heard my plea.
Jarnsfor, Rune, Alfild, Trim. You do not yet grasp the weight you have lifted from their shoulders. No matter how great or small their burden, it still bound them, kept them from journeying towards the deepest layer of the dreaming. But now they may step into Mother's chamber, and you shall be granted this privilege as well. After all, this is why you are here, is it not? You shall see my sister, Senja, and Mother, whose dreams we have shared, and in whose dreams we long to become one. Do not fear. No harm will come to you in the dreaming. I know that you are expected, Walker. Yes, that is why you will enter Mother's chamber, Walker. The choices that must be made shall be made within. No matter the outcome, you have the gratitude of all Thoid. Were it not for you, we could not have embraced the dreaming. We could not have stood before Mother's chamber. Indeed, the time has come.
Watched your journey, Walker in the Weirdness. I saw how you helped the lost Thoid children face their burdens, the weight that kept them from entering this chamber. For that, you have my gratitude. But I know you have your own purpose. Now tell me what it is. I welcomed you as my guest, so I will grant you this privilege. Ask then, Walker in the Weirdness. You humans cling so desperately to the waking world. Your dreams are fleeting. You dream, then wake, and in doing so, you destroy what you have dreamt. The Thoid follow a path to end that destruction. To stop waking. The vigil was the first step. Those brief visits prepared them for a reality beyond the waking world. Nobody should fall asleep, weighed down by earthly concerns. They only bring fear and nightmares. And there are enough of those in the waking world. They have no place in the dreaming. Because I dreamt of our meeting, Walker in the Weirdness. I could not wait. You bring change. And in the waking world, change is the greatest force of all. The human child, Senya, the keeper of my dreams, delivered the message to the Thoid. With your arrival, the dreaming would begin, and their final burdens would be cast away. In your tongue, you might call me Mornrose. I was known as the Giant of Bloom and Ash. I stood beside my brothers and sisters as they entered this world. And I stood beside them when they faded into eternity, guiding them on their final journey. Don't you already know the answer, Walker in the Weirdness? You see the world beyond my dreaming. It is a layer of reality steeped in suffering. A place where all that lives is doomed to perish. No civilization will endure. It happened to the Four-Dwellers. It happened to us, the Giants. And now, Your own end draws near. Avalon is no longer a place that favors you. The Avalon you know is falling apart. Its collapse began the moment you humans set foot on this island. Your presence brought conflict, and that conflict has irreparably weakened the very foundations of this land's reality. For a short while, you delayed the inevitable. You found ways to buy yourselves more time. Even those are failing now. Because we share a unique, carefully cultivated bond. Long ago, the Thoid turned to me, for they saw me as a mother. They sought my guidance, and for generations, devoted themselves to drawing even closer to me. Until at last, Senya appeared, offering herself completely so that the path to Sonder might open for humanity's children. Elder Ingavi, in turn, took upon herself the burden of ensuring Sonder for all her kin. This is the nature of our bond. Both the Thoid and I have given much of ourselves, despite the weight of the burdens placed upon us. If you have asked the Thoid, then you have already heard the truth. I have not deceived them, nor have they deceived you. Sonder is both a place and a state of being. It is the deepest layer of my dreaming. When the Thoid sink deeply enough into my dream, and linger long enough to reach Sonder, they cross a point of no return. They remain there forever. Finally safe, cut off from a world that races toward its own demise. We swore fealty to the human king. Arthur spoke in our language, and his words were resonant, full of wisdom. He promised us an Avalon free of those who could shape reality through the weirdness, twisting it to serve their own whims. We helped him drive the Four-Dwellers back to Tuathan. We helped him because he showed us a vision of the world where all were equal. From the moment we bowed our heads, he ruled over us. After the terrible war, Arthur gave us an order to sleep, and so the dreaming came to be. Then let me ask you one. What brought you before the dreamer? So you have chosen to follow the voice of the tribes and his fading hope. Gerfan, a man who so desperately wished to be a unifier, who carries such a deep thirst for retribution, while I strengthened my bonds with the human children of the Thoid tribe. I learned much of his mission. He believes tradition can be a driving force, that some things must unfold as they always have. That is why he waits for Ingavi. But Ingavi's place is here, among us. And when her kin entered my chamber, the Thoid Elder's burden was lifted. She has no reason to remain in a world crumbling into ruin, all for the ambitions of one old man. The Thoid are not needed by anyone. Gerfan clings to his dreams of unification and retribution, stubbornly picking at wounds that refuse to heal. Tell me, Walker, do you truly believe uniting the Delrida will change the fate of this world? That marching for Camelot will break the cycle? The Thoid have suffered enough. Now they have a choice. Leave this crumbling world behind, or stay and drown with it. You ask me to let them fade into nothingness. I cannot allow that. I don't want to.
Enough. There is no reasoning with the giant's stubborn nature. No matter what you say, she'll keep dragging you deeper into the labyrinth of her mind. That is why I ordered the giants to sleep. Their nature was unpredictable. They reveled in strange manipulations, willing to wager their own lives in primitive bets and frivolous games. And so, I speak. Whatever this one demands, grant it. That is the order of the king to whom you swore fealty.
I was wondering how long you would stay silent, letting the human whose body you stole speak for you. You have lasted surprisingly long. I suppose emptiness and oblivion have taught you some humility. Nevertheless, greetings, Arthur. I am glad I have finally dreamt of this moment. The moment I can tell you, face to face, that everything is your fault. Avalon is falling because you existed. Because you continue to exist. This is also the moment I accuse you of murdering my children. And the children of the other giants. Your human king got to know us well. When he ordered the giants to sleep, he knew that our children could not dream. Dreaming is something giants grow into with age. Having no choice but to obey, we left our children behind in the waking world. Alone, defenseless, condemned to the coldness of death. Quiestra, the child I once held in my arms, never dreamed with me. While I built layer upon layer of my dreaming, she was dying. But I had time. Enough time to dream of Sonder. A place and a state where death holds no power. There, I will dream, Quiestra. I will give shelter to the entire Thoid tribe, including Ingavi. I will not abandon any more children to the waking world.
I have made many terrible mistakes during my reign, but I always considered what was best for my people. At least, that was my intention. I wanted to make Avalon our home, free from the plague, free from forces that would seek to oppose us. I thought that my return would restore balance, that I could prevent Avalon's fall.
Your idea of what is good is twisted, human king. As for you, mortal, yes, you need the blessing of the tribes to claim the crown. Those were the terms of the sacred pact, but you will have to manage without the Thoid. They will all come with me into Sonder. I will care for them as if they were my own children. And I will save them from this world's corruption. Indeed, you have the right to make such a demand. The role you played in the fate of the Thoid grants you that authority. And Ingavi, she will accept the path laid before her without protest. Perhaps it is only fair that the last of her people remains awake. That some trace of the beautiful children of Thoid may endure until the end of time. Very well. So be it. The way to Sonder is closed to Elder Ingavi. Her duty now is to carry the legacy, tribe. Walker, although you carry fragments of the King's soul within you, the choices are yours to make. I entrust you with the blessing of my rune, hoping you will choose wisely. And you, Arthur, do not think you still command everything. You are a prisoner of your own legacy. It is done. Our long-dreamt-of meeting has come to an end, and I am pleased with the outcome. Leave now, and let us dream.
Walker in the Weirdness, you return. Welcome. I don't know what to say. Has Mother sensed my doubts? My true burden? Deep down, I've always felt that Sonder was not my destiny. I envied Therov for joining One-Eye's rebellion and getting to see the world. I envied Taranis for his work with the Alchemists Guild. Now I will have the chance to know real life. But I cannot be the elder of a tribe with no tribe. Perhaps I will join those who refused Mother's call. For the first time in my life, I feel free. The Thoid. We have long been divided between those who follow Mother and those who were deaf to her call. Or at least, that's what we believed. That they were cowards, unfaithful, ungrateful wretches. But I was never convinced by those words. To me, they were simply brothers who dared to walk their own path, even at the cost of eternity. Deep down, I admired them. I am still Thoid, and I am young. When I come of age, I can bring more Thoid into this world, perhaps even with the help of those who return home one day. I am certain they will be. They will believe what they choose to believe. It will be a new beginning. My role as elder was to guide the Thoid of old to the dreaming. But those who come after them will live in the waking world, and I will guide them too. At last, I will be allowed to grow up, and I'll admit, I cannot wait. It's hard to say, but I don't truly care. They will either accept us, or they won't. But who knows? Perhaps this time we will grow closer to them. I've always thought they envied our direct connection to Mother. With Mother gone, perhaps we will finally build a true rapport. I don't know how Gerfan will react to an elder without a tribe, but, well, he summoned me, so I will come. There is a reason why the Thoid made me their elder. My power, despised by the other Delrida, is truly unrivaled. And on the battlefield, a skilled Thoid is worth 10 Volker warriors steeped in Nether's fury. I know I will always wonder what Sonder would have been like. And I know my heart will grieve for my kin. But something tells me this path is not closed to me forever. If there truly is a place we go after death, perhaps it is Sonder. That would also align with Runa's claim that Sonder is a trap, and that, in truth, everyone dies before entering Sonder. Maybe he was right. If so, then when I die, my soul will awaken in Sonder. I will see my tribe again. And finally, I will meet Mother. That is what I have decided to believe. See you at the moot, Walker in the Weirdness. Thank you for everything you've done for us.
Yes? Who have you managed to convince? This pleases me greatly. The Svain are the finest scouts this land has ever known. Their skills will be invaluable in the war, and in shaping Avalon afterward. Allow me, in return for your effort and intervention, to return this piece of armor to you. It will improve your chances in the trials of the King's threat. How did you manage to convince the Twyde tribe? They've always kept to themselves, no matter the hardships we faced. You've done the impossible, and I want to give you an artifact the Twyde tribe once guarded. Here, a part to the King's armor they were tasked with guarding. It will aid you as you face the challenges of the King's threat. Could it be that the Volker have uncovered the truth about Mother? Unbelievable. Of all the tribes, I thought the Volker would be the least likely to show. Take these pieces of the King's armor, once guarded by the Volker. A gift in return for the help you gave them. May they serve you well in the King's threat. You have no idea how glad I am that the threat of Tryggve has passed, and that they've managed to appoint a new chieftain. The members of the Ulfred tribe are always the first to fight. Their strength and endurance are unmatched. Without them, we could forget about any real war effort, especially against Camelot. So, allow me to offer you a gift in thanks for aiding their tribe. A unique piece of our King's armor, forged by Ulfr himself, the very forefather they take their name from. Go now, my king, and reclaim your crown. All the tribes can do now is patiently wait for your return.